ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಕಾರಂತ್. I am consultant general medicine and medical administrator at TSS Hospital, Sirsi. So today I'll be speaking on comprehensive diabetes care or ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಮಧುಮೇಹದ ಆರೈಕೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂತ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮಧುಮೇಹ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ more than 35 crores of population or more than 351 million people of working age group are now having diabetes as per the latest figures, and it is going to increase to more than 417 million or 41.7 crores by 2030, and it will be 700 million or 70 crores by 2045, which is going to be phenomenal. Because and that too in India, we are as of now next to China with the population also and the diabetes also having highest prevalence in our country. So ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ನಾವು ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಮಧುಮೇಹ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಏಜ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಏನಿದೆ 30 to 45 ಏಜ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರಿವೆಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೊ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿವೆಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನೌ ಇನ್ ಟು ಎ ಡೆಮೋಗ್ರಫಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೈಲ್ ವೆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಏಜ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಏಜಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 30 to 45 ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಈಗ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಒಂದಿಗೆ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್. ಸೊ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿ ಈಗ ಸೆಡೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಮೋರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ನೌ from hard work which we used to do earlier, and the urbanization which is taking place. So westernization style ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿ ಬದಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಫುಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಮೋರ್ ರಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಹೈ ಫ್ಯಾಟಿ ಡೈಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ರಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಜಂಕ್ ಫುಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮೈದಾ ಇರುತ್ತೋ, ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆ್ಯಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಪ್ರಿವೆಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಒಬಿಸಿಟಿ, ಬೊಜ್ಜುತನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗೋದು, ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಭಾಳ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So our normal Indian diet also, which is very good when we take it as a whole balanced diet only, but only thing with our changing lifestyle, with more carbohydrates which make up our foods, dal agli, rice agli, chapati agli, roti, whatever we take are more of carbohydrates only. We are predominantly more into carbohydrates diet. So that thing add on to our increase in blood sugar levels. So that thing we have to keep it in mind. So more than 70 to 80% in some places constitute carbohydrates only. That is because main food ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ 70% ಆದಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಊಟ. ಈಗೇನು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ನೋ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫುಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ರೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೋಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅಪ್ ದ ಮೇಜರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೌಟ್ಸ್, ಪಲ್ಸಸ್, ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್. So now when do we say a person has diabetes? When a fasting blood sugar level are more than 126 milligram per deciliter, or 2 hours postprandial blood sugars are more than 200 milligrams per deciliter, or his HbA1c is more than 6.5% with random blood glucose anywhere when we do is more than 200, then we say diabetic. ಸೊ ಮಧುಮೇಹ ಹೇಳೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 126, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆಹಾರ ತಗೊಂಡು 2 ತಾಸು ನಂತರ 200ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಧುಮೇಹ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಮಧುಮೇಹ ಪತ್ತೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅವರಿಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 100 to 126 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡಿಯಲ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆಹಾರ ತಗೊಂಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 140ರಿಂದ 200, 140 to 200 ಮಧ್ಯಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ, if it is between those two values, then we say impaired glucose tolerance. What we say is pre-diabetes. So these persons have to take corrective measures right from there, so that they don't go to medicines at the early. So they can just change their lifestyle, jeevan shaili badlavane ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು they can prolong drug free period or medicines free period for at least few years. So those things they have to pitch in right from there to control their blood sugars. So now what are the types of diabetes which we see? One is type 1, type 2, those we are commonly hearing out every here and there. So type 1 ಮತ್ತೆ type 2 ಜೊತೆಗೆ there are other things like gestational diabetes, then other types of like latent autoimmune diabetes in adults, LADA, MODY, secondary diabetes, wherein the person may not be having diabetes, but it is because of some other conditions, associated endocrine conditions or some medications, which he may land up to have high blood sugars. So those things will correct when we take preventions for other disease. So these are the main predominant types of diabetes which we have to know. Now coming to type 1 and type 2, most commonly which we hear type 1, type 2, we have heard from so many days. So type 1 andre enu? So these are predominantly seen in children's or persons less than 30 years. They are generally thin and they have a autoimmune disorder, in the sense the production of insulin is low. So compared to type 2 which we see in elderly, so those who are in a middle age or afterwards, though they tend to get type 2 diabetes, they are generally obese, there is no autoimmune phenomena or antibodies associated irodilla. So that is because of insulin resistance and not because of decreased production of insulin. So either insulin resistance irodrinda, so they have type 2 diabetes. So 90% is made up from type 2 and 10% is only type 1. So that we have to know. So type 1 early, the one more thing which we require is they will require insulin right from the go. That is, when they are diagnosed, they will require insulin only. So medications like oral tablets will not have any role in per se in type 1 diabetes management. Now coming to gestational diabetes, that is what we detect when the ladies are pregnant. So they tend to have somewhere around 20 to 24 weeks later on, they may have impaired blood glucose. So they will require insulin because they will have otherwise complications during delivery. The child may have excessive growth, so the delivery time there may be difficulties. So those things will require treatment, and generally over 80% will not require insulin or medications after delivery. But only thing is they have the tendency to have type 2 diabetes later on in their life. So that thing. Then there, as I said, LADA and MODY, these are the ones which are coming up now in a big way. So these are the persons that are in between type 1 and type 2 sort of thing. So they will respond to few medications also, and they will require insulin comparatively early than type 2. So they have again autoimmune antibodies acting up, so that results in diabetes. Now coming to secondary diabetes, as I said, that is because of some endocrine disorders like acromegaly, Cushing syndrome and all are there, wherein there is excessive actions of growth hormone or corticosteroids production in pituitary oblique adrenal respectively. So the ಇವರಿಗೆ they will have secondary diabetes, so their blood sugars will rise up. So it may be associated even with thyrotoxicosis, very rarely pheochromocytoma, and drugs commonly which we use sometimes, steroids which are used in sepsis and infection adaga, or some exacerbation of asthmas or any other conditions, and even in autoimmune disorders which may require steroids for treatment. So they will have blood sugar levels rising up because of the steroid hormone. So those people will respond when the cause which is resulting in raise of blood sugar is removed. So those things will respond without medications when we correct the primary disorder. So now what are the symptoms of diabetes mellitus which we commonly see? So most of the time patient may not come with any symptoms only, they are accidentally detected also. But commonly which we associated with diabetes is like excessive thirst or excessive urination. So the weight loss without any personal effort. So in the sense, person is losing weight without having decreased appetite, or what he has not enrolled himself into weight loss programs and all. So that time also you have to get it checked. So if he has excessive fatigability or tiredness which is not directly associated with his work, So those things are the primary symptoms which we associate, and very rarely when you are first time detected, you may come in an emergency with diabetes ketoacidosis. That time he may have vomiting, pain, abdomen, dehydration, different type of breathing. So those, that time we will have to check the sugars, and he may be detected first time when he is having presenting in an emergency, or for some other illness when we take up, like BP, or if he has some of the, as I said, during pregnancy, or when he has had a heart attack, that time only first time he is detected, or he comes up for any surgeries, that time we detect to have blood sugar. So now long term complications which we associate with diabetes may be classified into microvascular and macrovascular. That is, when it affects smaller blood vessels, we say microvascular. When it affects bigger vessels like then we say macrovascular complications. So that thing, commonly we associate microvascular is retinopathy, nephropathy and neuropathy, and it may affect heart also, brain, like they may present with stroke, heart attack. So extremities like peripheral artery disease they may have. So what are the complications? Complications, as I said, long term, that is because of these microvascular disease or macrovascular, like stroke, heart attack, peripheral artery disease they may have. Commonly we see neuropathic patient presenting with a ulcer, wherein he has a small wound, he doesn't have pain because the nerves are affected, so he lands up with a complication of gangrene, or a wound which is not healing. So these things will come up as a neuropathic complications. He will have change in a sweating pattern. He may have even sexual dysfunction very rarely. So these people, and he may have bowel and bladder disturbance like uncontrolled micturition, not able to control. He may have constipation or diarrhea. So he will have suddenly palpitation sort of thing. So these things may be because of autonomic involvement in diabetic neuropathy. So diabetic foot, as I said, is again one of the complications, wherein because of neuropathy he may have ulcer, infection, gangrene, which may even require amputation. So nephropathy is again diabetes affecting a kidney, presenting initially with microalbuminuria. That is, he will have a loss of proteins in the urine. So he will result in swelling and all those things which we are associating with kidney disease. So as it progresses, he may have kidney failure, and he may present with edema, swelling of all the face and all. So retinopathy, you can see in the presentation, he may have different vision. That is because of microvascular changes in retina, which is the main function, last layer in the eye, which results in small hemorrhages. So the vision is impaired. You can see how differences when he has a diabetic retinopathy when he sees the same image. So now how can we prevent, or what care we should take to prevent ourselves from having a good blood glucose control? So non-pharmacological and pharmacological. When non-pharmacological is without any medication. How is that? You have to change your lifestyle. So we have to have a good diet, wherein we have to restrict our carbohydrates. I will be coming up. We have to have exercise. Stress has to be regulated. And when we has complications, so he has to take care of how food and neuropathic precautions, how to avoid injuries to his foot. Those things has to be taken up. Now coming to pharmacological, we have oral medications, especially in type 2, insulin and various insulin analogs we have. So these things are used both in type 1 and type 2. Now, as I said, diet, exercise and medications form the major part in type 2 diabetes control, whereas type 1 he requires insulin. So that thing I am not going in detail. So type 2 diabetes, as I said, the diet has to be one of the mainstay in treatment, should be individualized. That is, if I say to an Indian person, you eat broccoli every day, you eat some salads and legumes and fruits, so that thing will not, he will not be compliant. So that will not be a realistic thing. So we have to modify, flexible based on his lifestyle, and with the Indian diet only we have to advise. So that he has to take advice from the proper nutritionist or the diabetes physician or endocrinologist, and then accordingly he has to be compliant. So it is not a one day affair. So he has to be compliant and regular in his diet. Then weight management. So we have to have a good BMI, healthy control, which is we should not be overweight. Those who are overweight, if he has, can reduce his weight with adequate nutrition. So that will again help in blood glucose control. So we have to restrict our fats and carbohydrates, and calorie intake should be calculated to somewhere between 1200 to 1800 kilocalories per day based on his daily work or lifestyle. And he has to work at least 30 minutes per day for 5 days in a week. So that physical activity will result in good blood glucose control. So diet also, we have to encourage those foods and items which is having low glycemic index. That is, when we eat the glucose which is after metabolism, which is released in our body, is low with those diets. So that diet we have to ensure. So generally in fruits we have apple, which is having low glucose. Then we can have multigrain bread or wheat bread instead of white breads. When we have the rice also, it is though it is a carbohydrate, if we have a paraboiled, what we say, brown rice, so that thing is better than white rice when we have glycemic index. Now that is the mainstay, and pharmacological, as I said, has to be on medication and insulin. Now just a point on hypoglycemia, that is, if a person is started on medication or if he is not compliant with the diet and modifications which he has, so he has to know what he can have. So with the medication he taken properly and no food, adequate food, or long gaps between the meals, then he can have a hypoglycemic symptom. That has to be the person with a diabetes should be aware. So if he has excessive sweating, dizziness, he has anxiety, palpitation, shaky, all of a sudden when he is hungry, or he has a headache, fatigue, so that time if you can just check with a glucometer if you have at home, or just pop in some glucose powder so that you have a better, and then you can recheck. So that is what I would like to convey with this video. And ultimately the bottom lies is we have to have a healthy living, good lifestyle, so that we can take adequate precaution when we have impaired glucose tolerance and prevent going to medications at the early. Or else, if you have been detected to have diabetes, please take adequate care so that you are having a good control on your glucose and you land up with the complications, you avoid landing up with the complications and have a good life. So take care, and wish you all the best, and make a healthy living. Thank you. Thank you.